land with 6 drop and 5 drops, but he has, like I said, the Gyre Sage, which is...
It's Saito Naya, according to his archetype.
This is not Saito Naya, but that's fine. We'll allow it to be Saito Naya.
I just like that he tweeted he's 5-0, defeated Wolf Run Bant, close to the point of no stake. I guess the plan, if he falls out of the tournament, drops out of the tournament, he can
have a little
go get some stake, and now close to the point of no stake. Well, but as consolation, he's 5-0.
His opponent is playing the Ben Stark Esper Bliss, and like most players, they've cut Planar Cleansing.
Yeah, goes with the. Well, where are the detention spheres? Am I missing them?
There's one on the board, 0 in the main.
Huh?
He replaced them all with Terminus. He has lots of verdicts in Terminus. 6 reps.
He has a main deck Dimir Charm as well, which is interesting, and you see it right there. So
he just slayed a certain creature that's very foily, shiny in the corner.
Esper control.
Yeah. The glare, I can't really see that card that he killed.
Yeah, it looks like a Gyre Sage.
Is it a Gyre Sage?
Yeah.
So we're back to the game. He's got Flint Hoof board. He's getting devoured here. So we're back to a point where we have a blitz deck that is really lacking the pressure right now. But he's got a few decent cards in the late game.
Adds Burning Tree Emissary to the board.
With nothing to follow up with. That's rough.
So just a 2/2, yeah.
And the Esper player has to be jumping for joy at this point. I see this match being a very quick match.
And a Hell Rider from Dan.
He has Dimir Charm, which if it was a real removal spell, or excuse me,
Azorius Charm?
Or not Azorius Charm, but like an ultimate price or a target removal spell, he could have handled this Hell Rider. But at this point, he's going to just have to play Resto Angel and then block. Does he have Resto Angel?
Oh, he's going to do...
He has Resto Angel in his hand, doesn't he?
I didn't catch it. I see he plays Snapcaster, and then plays, gives Devour Flesh flashback, casts it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good play too. But if he has Resto Angel, then he could have played and blocked Hell Rider. Let's see if he has Resto Angel. Please don't have it in your hand, because that will make my brain hurt. Is that a Resto Angel? Yes, it is. Okay, well, that was an interesting play.
Yeah, and he decides he wants to make different use of that Restoration Angel. Maybe he just wants value out of it. He wants to blink something.
Yeah.
Boros Reckoner from Dan Cato on an empty board after that Devour Flesh was flashback, and a Dissipate from Sean.
Now, Sean could be taken off guard here because he doesn't know that Dan has the house in the late game. He doesn't know about Thundermaw Hellkites and 4 Hell Rider total and Damirade too.
And Aurelia the War Leader.
Yeah.
So Sean hitting all his land drops here.
All right, here we go.
Back Hell Rider, number 2.
Chance number 2 to do this, and it's going to get done this time. That is a nightmare for Hell Rider. That's why Resto Angel is so good. And I mean, even my list, I don't play it, but I have wanted to just for that play because it kills
just to jump in front of a Hell Rider.
And it lives. It's just it's amazing.
So that's what it did, and now Angel on the attack swings in.
I see a Thundermaw Hellkite coming here first. He's not showing us our hand. Nope, I think that's Force. Could be 2 land. I think it's 2 land.
I see Temple Garden and I believe Forest.
Oh no, here's the spell. So he has 1 land. He has that's the
Museum
Mortars.
Mortars. All right. So board is clear once again, and we've got a Drown Yard activation. Like how Dan hides them and then puts them in the graveyard where it's a big glare we can't see it.
Yep. So he
I'm
milled.
sure he doesn't realize.
He milled 3 cards that will never be determined. I think Sean has a Revelation and a Charm.
Yeah, he should still have an Azorius Charm. Yeah, there goes Revelation. Okay, so he lost Glare, and Sacred Foundry.
All right.
That's fine. Revelation is resolving here. I think it's Burning Tree Emissary, but that's totally a guess because...
Sir, sorry,
it's a Burning
listeners.
Tree
I
Emissary.
think the sun has appeared inside the room.
Yeah, somehow the glare on this match is worse than it has been all day. I don't know why. Augur Bolus comes down, and I believe found...
he has a Devour.
Devour Flesh?
Yeah, Devour Flesh.
So
He has
there's
Azorius
Thundermaw
Charm.
Hellkite.
This is going to get... he has double Charm in his hand, so this is like no real... He's just going to Charm it, then he's going to Drown Yard him. Or he can just take it and then Wrath, which is what he's going to do.
Yeah, so he takes it.
Dan's in a world of hurt, and we don't really need to explain why. Beyond that, it is turned late, and he's still playing, so this is not good for him.
Yeah, so Drown Yard activation at the end of Dan's turn. Sean untaps, gonna go ahead and Supreme Verdict here.
Oh,
Clears
Sean,
the
you
board
gotta
again.
attack for 1, man. You gotta get that free damage in. They always take it. That's my favorite trick. It actually probably doesn't do anything to the game, but it's always fun.
Right, Drown again at the end of Dan's turn. Dan has no play beyond a tapped Temple Garden. And land go, says Sean.
Here comes a revelation for a great deal.
Yeah. Go.
I don't know.
Oh no, he's gonna drown him.
Dan might. Is that might not be a revelation. It could be another verdict.
He does have revelation. He just didn't. He just drowned and then revelation for 3. He found it more. He'd rather drown him than have those 4 cards. He may have a second revelation.
Yeah,
in hand.
and again, like I
No,
do this
he's
too.
got a lot of-
When I play Magic and I'm this far ahead, I'll play quick and just try to get the game over with.
Right.
Because Dan doesn't really have a chance at this point. Beyond like a few mistakes on Sean's side.
Yeah.
He's gonna get counterspelled here.
What is that? Domri.
Domri, yeah.
Domri Rad on the stack, and Snapcaster Dissipate handles that for Sean. Drown you.
This is what we were speaking of earlier, the painful part for the aggro player.
Right, where it's like it looks like the game's pretty much over, but he,
Feels
should
like
should probably feel like he needs to try to do something here.
Yeah.
And he's got no play and just keeps passing.
He has
back.
like a mortars and a land in his hand.
Yeah, he's just slowly drowning.
There's not a series of cards really that can save Dan either, and that's a problem.
Yeah, not to mention Sean's just his hand is packed. I believe there's another revelation. He's got Devour Flesh, he's got double Azorius Charm, and he's got Terminus. So whatever Dan can even muster,
He's drawing
is
another
going
1,000 cards here.
Yeah, and he's just going to Sphinx's Revelation again. But whatever Dan can even muster is not gonna. It's not even gonna survive.
Yeah.
And now he's got Dissipate, Augur, Bolus in there, bunch of cards.
I mean, Dan knows he has a decent matchup against his control deck, so I would. There's no shame in going to game 2 and trying your best after board.
At the same time, it's not like he's pressed for time. Either.
Right.
So he feels like
If you can stomach it, sit around and get your bottom beat here.
Yeah, I guess.
But I
he's
can't
gonna see
stomach it.
what he can do. So Augur Bolus for Sean. Whiffs. Yeah, that is a lot of answers. Okay, he's going to discard a Terminus and I think twice.
Sean's not even attacking with his Snapcaster. I think he's just
There's no
all on the drown. I think Sean wants to see his whole deck because he has interesting cards in there like Domri and Thundermaw Hellkite. So all Dan's doing at this point is giving Sean information for sideboarding.
That's a very good point. Because of the nature of the kill, the Drown Yard is providing Sean with information about his opponent's entire deck. So that's one thing that Dan may want to think about when he's sitting here through the entire.
Especially when you're playing such cool cards in your deck, like you're playing. You don't want to show him the 1 Aurelia. You don't want to show him 3 Hellkite or 3 Hellkite and 4 Hellrider. It's just too much tech to show in one match. All right, so Dan here is drawing another. I think he has like double mortar in his hand and Domri in his hand. I think he's going to overload mortars here.
So yeah,
Sean doesn't care.
Sean's not even using those guys to do anything.
They're like ornaments.
Yeah, and another Drown Yard activation. Land go.
I think Sean might. I hope he draws a Jace here.
Domri gets dissipated.
Yeah, no creature. Well, all creatures are going to resolve because Sean has all removal in his hand. But as far as the planeswalkers, he has to counter his Domers. I think he saw Aurelia or a Boros Reckoner. It's one of those two.
I think what Sean should do is say, "Can I look at your graveyard?"
I bet he can see it a lot better than we can.
Yeah, he may have already gotten a good look at it. If he's paying attention to what's being drowned away.
Yeah. Sean has alternate price for a Hellrider. He's got Oh, there we go. Okay, so
With 9.5 minutes gone and around, Dan scoops him up. So that was rough for Dan.
very rough. And I think the strategy, there's more to be gained from conceding, like we were talking about there, before your whole deck's revealed, than just drawing each creature that you know is going to be dealt with easily. I would have conceded, but like I said, Dan's deck's not so bad against the control decks. He's got a lot of hate cards. He's got 3 Boros Charm, which are amazing, 2 Garrick Relentless that are amazing. He's got the strongest enchantment in Standard against control. That's Triumph of Ferocity, which is basically a Phyrexian Arena against this deck. And even Thratus, if he wants to bring in some hate game, and he's got hate late game. And he also has 2 Oblivion Rings also to answer, so he's got a lot of cards. It almost looks like another 12 sideboard here.
Yeah.
Let's see, he's got 2, 4, 7, 9, 11 cards to bring in if he decides to bring Thratus in. And the easy cuts are Mizium Mortars, 4, and probably Gyre Sage, 8, and then maybe a couple of Thundermaw Hellkites. And you can get to 11 that way. I think Thundermaw Hellkite's worse against Sean's deck than it is against the Planeswalker variety that has Lingering Souls, so it's an easy cut. And Sean's got the huge stuff. He's got the Jason the Boar, the Witchmane Ores. He's playing Purify the Grave, and again, I think Rest in Peace is better in that slot, but it's not applicable here.
He's also relying on Snapcaster Mage a little bit.
Right.
Rest in Peace neuters that plan.
Yeah. Usually you'll take that trade off and just watch your random opponent scoop once you land Rest in Peace.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't need Snapcaster Mage if you've already won the game.
Right, their whole deck's dead almost.
Yeah.
His sideboards as usual, you ran Defensive Sphere, you ran the Dimir Charm, you ran the I think he's got a random 2 Treasure Slip. So he brings in the removal and he cuts let's see what we cut. Dissipate 2. So he brings in 4, cuts 2 Dissipate, and he cuts maybe Think Twice, and either probably another Think Twice, or Revelation. One of the expensive card draws.
Yeah.
Like against the Naya Blitz decks, I really don't like 4 Revelation, especially on the draw. 3's fine. I think it'll do the same job for you.
Yeah, and you find yourself in a situation where you're cycling it on turn 4, which is just awful.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, exactly. If you're alive on turn 4.
Yeah. We saw the guy earlier die.
Yeah. Bernie went playing. He had Sphinx's Revelation, but it does nothing when you only have 4 land. Well, it does very little.
Very little, yeah. And game 1, he died before he could even
right. He had the Wrath.
He had the Wrath. He died on turn 3.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So yeah, no way to even, or he had to even get to that point. So
and he had a removal spell on 2, or Augur to block. He had Lingering Souls on 3, and then died that turn.
Yeah,
and that's something.
It was Hellrider off the top.
Yeah, the Hellrider. It's painful to watch.
Certainly was. Now, what do you feel like with this list? It's obviously not the same kind of Esper list that you've been running. Like, what are you looking at when you see this as far as like weakness is concerned? Why are you like when you look at this and see I don't want these cards as much as I want Planeswalkers.
I see the weakness will shine when you're playing the mid-range decks and you're playing the control mirrors. Against the aggro decks, the Planeswalkers are probably your weakest cards.
Okay.
Liliana's great, Zorn's great, Tamiya's worthless, Jace's pretty bad against aggro. So it doesn't hurt in this matchup, but you really feel the sting when you're playing against Jund. And we've seen Jund players rip people apart,
right.
Where the Planeswalkers are pretty good against them. So in this matchup, you're not going to see too much Planeswalker necessity. You're still a control deck. You have lots of Wrath effects. You have lots of removal. You have life gain. You're in good shape. And as long as you dodge Jund mid-range decks like that, you won't notice a difference with Ben Stark's. Looks like there's some
possibly a mulligan happening.
Either a mulligan or some extended sideboarding. It looks like Sean already kept his hand in Dan's mulliganing. A Naya Blitz mulligan on the play is not as bad as a Esper Control mulligan on the play. These Naya decks can still have pretty nutty starts here. But he's not playing 1-drops, is he?
Don't don't believe so. We haven't seen.
It's hard to call this a Naya Blitz deck.
Yeah, it's maybe someone even mentioned it on Twitter. Isn't it more kind of like?
It's Naya
like,
mid-range.
Ephro's,
it's
Ephro's
It's
Naya
Ephro's Naya. But, even didn't Ephro have a 1-drop too? Didn't he play experimental one?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I'm pretty sure he did. Maybe he didn't, but I think he had a 1-drop in there at least. But I know that this deck doesn't have the explosiveness of the Nayas that we've seen around here more.
Yeah, this is more just like Naya aggro, I guess you could still call it. But
Yeah, it's definitely an
less
aggro
blitz.
deck. Right. It's less all in, more, I'm going to get you on turn 5 like a normal aggro deck should.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cheat.
Dan calls it Saito Naya.
Right. It's a little off from Saito.
presumably
Saito Naya, I think they had the Thragtusk Resto Angels in it.
I know Saito posted a list, possibly last night.
Could be
I'll see
more
if I
recent.
can-
When I saw Saito's original Naya deck, this was weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it because
I think Dan's mulligan to 5.
it may be, if it was tweeted, last night, which actually it was tweeted. What's today? Oh no, I think this was tweeted today, so never mind.
Right.
I'm looking at Saito's.
Let's take a look. Let's take a
This
look.
is just red. This is still a blitz deck. This is red green Saito. Okay, there's white in there. I saw it.
Right. This is Saito aggro again. I'm going to read it off. Has the 8 1-drops, the Rectus Cackler and the Stormblood Kirk Noble. Stormkirk Noble.
Yeah.
Also has the Flinthoof Boars and all that, where he does not have all those.
Yeah, it's not the same list.
No, it's
I didn't get
good
it.
like 20 cards different. It looks like.
Dan on 6 cards has a turn 2 Gyre Sage.
All right. If you see Sean's hand, he's got the magical card in there, the one that makes everything go away, all the bad men go away. And he's got 2 of the cards to make all the bad men go away.
Finds a Terminus off of the Augur.
Dan can't be happy to see that. He now, and that's 2-prong. It's going to make him want to kill him quicker, like play everything out earlier before he gets a 6.
Run right into it.
Run right into the Supreme Verdict that he's holding secretly.
Yeah, so Boros Reckoner, Gyre Sage evolves, and he passes back.
I want to see a Thragtusk next turn to give Dan some reach here.
Watery Grave tapped for Sean, passes back.
Or maybe a Garrick Relentless. Be a cool card.
He's got a
Hell Rider's good,
Hell
too.
Rider. Right, evolves the Gyre Sage.
Alright, I mean, that's,
And
sadly for him, he's going to fall right into the Supreme Verdict.
so Reckoner gets in, Hell Rider gets blocked. Sean has a basic island right there.
He doesn't have double white?
He's not going to verdict, no.
No double white.
You're right.
Ooh, that is disappointing.
He still has some potential here. He's going to devour flesh now, so
Right, so he
presumably
get the Gyre Sage with 2 counters on it. I think
Yeah.
I'd sack Reckoner because Reckoner does the same amount of damage against his control decks, and Sage can possibly get you to play more expensive cards. Yeah, definitely sack the Reckoner.
I think I would have left up a black just to bluff Tragic Slip, but then again, you would have cast it there, I think.
I think so too. I think, well, now that we know Sean has done it the second white, this game is all in Dan's court here. If he doesn't hit that second white, this game is going to be over as quickly as it started. It's another Hell Rider, looks like. Thundermaw Hellkite.
Thundermaw Hellkite, so evolve the Gyre Sage in for 10. At 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yikes. He needs a second white here, or this game is going to be real rough for him.
Yeah, he doesn't have a second white.
He has an Augur Bolus. He's got to play that and hope he hits a rule spell. He needs an ultimate. Nope, that won't do it either. He needs a Lingering Soul.
Well, he could. Yeah, you're right.
There's no Lingering Soul. There's no out for here.
He's found a Devour Flesh.
He can gain himself 3 life. He can block and then edict himself. Does he survive that way?
So he's
Blocks
going
Hell
to
Rider or no, Gyre Sage. Lose 3, go
Blocks.
to 2.
Gyre, yeah, he's not.
He's dead every scenario. Only way it doesn't die here is if Dan doesn't attack with Gyre Sage. Which, no, he's still dead then. Just kidding, he's dead everywhere. Super dead.
So it doesn't matter. Dan's got this game. Everybody in? Yeah.
The 2 thumbs up. And
that was so rough.
When you go with
Ravnica block.
And when you ask, and this is a great, I'm kind of glad this happened because it's a great point that I made earlier, or we both made earlier, when we talked about the difference between my list and Stark's list is that he runs like 7 shocklands, 6 shocklands.
Yeah.
I run 10. You have to hit double white. You have to have double black for Liliana for me. I guess they don't need double black. But you need double white, double blue, double black for most control decks. And to bank on 6 shocklands is very greedy.
Yeah. Interesting point, yeah.
And if he had more shocklands there, guaranteed that would have been a turn 4 Supreme Verdict into the Promised Land. How many he runs? Oh wait, actually no. He's running my 10 shock. He's running the same amount of shocklands. That's
yeah, it
good.
looks like he is. Yeah,
I take all that back, Sean. You just got pretty unlucky there.
Yeah, I'm looking at him going, okay,
yeah.
He's got
he's got
1, 2, 3,
10 shocklands, exactly the same amount. All right, 4, 8. No, he's got 11 shocklands. 4, 8, 11 shocklands.
Yeah.
All right, so he's even. You are a gentleman and a scholar. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
I was just counting his white sources, right? So 4, 8, and another 6 there. It looks like so. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I play 8 or 8.
Just
12. I play 15 white sources. So 1 more. Basically the same thing. Yeah. So when you have 10 shocklands like Sean does, you should be able to hit your double colors. It's very surprising that he missed it there, especially on the draw. And how many turns did go by where he could have hit it?
He drew both of his islands, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And more than 1 watery grave. It was.
Yeah, this is.
It was a rough draw.
He had a couple. He had a drown yard, at least 1 drown yard. So yeah. All right. Well, that's a loss due to mana, and it happens to the best of us. So all you can do is make your mana as best you can and hope you get there.
Yeah, Dan was able to capitalize on that little stumble from Sean's deck. So we've got a game 3. I like having game 3s.
Me too.
I like both players getting an opportunity to show what their deck does.
I agree completely.
I see Adam Prosak walking around with another group of players, which makes me think that
He's headed toward the
out of the tournament.
Yeah, it looks like he's heading toward a cube match, and he's got a cube in hand. I am slightly jealous. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we can have we should have a live cube match.
Yeah.
Get him on camera. That'd be sweet. I like to see some Mana Crypt Jace Mind Sculptor turn 1. Real interactive games.
Yeah, cube shenanigans. I mean, they're all shenanigans.
They are. Yes, they are. All right. So we're all rooting for Sean Harwick, of course. Just kidding.
We're ready for this whole match.
I'm rooting for good Magic. That's what
Absolutely.
I want to see. I want to see the Naya deck have its explosive draws, and I want to see Sean without a mass removal spell and see how he does. But he has a Supreme Verdict, and I think he has both white sources. Yeah, fool me once.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, this is not going to happen again.
So far, it's land go from both players. Sean, of course, on the play.
And Dan, of course, not having any 1-drops, which is very surprising. I've not seen one of these without any 1-drops.
Gyre Sage comes down, and its flesh is devoured.
It is. It is.
Delicious.
Sean has cannibalized that creature. He's got another shock. I don't. Does he have a 3-mana spell, or should he have played that Godless Shrine tapped? We'll find out, I guess. You might have a counter spell here. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
Dissipate for Domri Rad.
Slight bit of glare
I'm trying to
there.
figure out devour flesh. Like, since Dan gains the life, who devoured the flesh? I guess it was Dan. I guess he forced Dan to.
Well, I guess you are the one who's sacrificing. You get to choose, so you're eating your own guy.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Basically, I'm forcing you to eat your own man there. So
some kind of strange mind control. So another Gyre Sage for Dan, and
It's
a
a miracle.
Terminus off the top for Sean will Terminus.
It's a
away.
miracle.
I was gonna say it would terminate the gyro stage, but it's not terminating it. It's just terminusing it.
Terminusinating it.
Hippopotamuses.
And Dan again with his interesting Naya control deck. Thratus, there's the man of the hour. I assumed he was going to bring him in.
Yeah, 2 on the board there, none in the main.
Yeah, and he's missing in the Saito part where he had Resto to go with Thratus, so it really is just a value creature at this point. So Sean's got Snapcaster Dissipate open.
And a Hell Rider. Dan with the full 4 Hell Riders, so we're seeing those pretty much every game so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's a scary card. It's definitely a card that's just good against everything. Except for Resto Angel, where we're about to see. Dan's thinking. Or is Sean? Hopefully
I think Sean's thinking.
Oh, I think Sean should let
He
resolve.
says go. He says it's good.
Oh, the
Takes 2.
Yeah, here comes the Resto.
Yeah. Angel jumps down. Is that getting in front of Thragtus?
He's going to Wrath next turn. That makes sense, I guess.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So take care of the front side of Thragtus.
If he blocked Hell Rider, he could just block Thragtus the next turn and not have to Wrath.
Went with the Wrath plan, so cleared the board.
Now he's kind of open to all kinds of haste shenanigans, where he didn't have to put himself in this situation. There's a Hell Rider, or Hellkite, excuse me.
Yep, Thundermaw Hellkite comes in and smashes in for 5.
We could have. It's interesting plays up to this point. We'll see.
No play from Sean. He's got Snapcaster, and I believe, is that a Revelation in his hand, or is it a...
That's a... what's he doing here? He's going to Devour here in response to the boar.
Yeah, gets rid of...
It's not. I don't think that's a Revelation. I think it's another Verdict, I want to say. I hope it's a Revelation. It'll make this game pretty interesting.
So Flint Hoof Boar comes down, gains haste, swings in for 3. Snapcaster gets in the way and blocks it on Smiter, joins the force for Dan.
Yeah, I feel like we wasted 1 Verdict here, so he's going to have to Verdict here.
Okay, so it was Verdict.
And if Dan is able to assemble 1 more army, that used Verdict, premature Verdict is going to really hurt. Oh, and there it is with no creatures. Heartbreaking.
Triumph of Ferocity.
That card is usually... So now Sean's going to have to kill every creature that Dan plays. Because every creature will draw cards. So Sean has to... Well, he's going to let him draw cards here because he has a Revelation that he drew, which is probably the best draw ever.
Pretty good.
Isn't that always the best draw ever when you draw
no,
that?
not always. When it's turn 3 and you need an answer, you draw.
In top deck mode, usually. Let me preface here when we're on turn 11 or 12.
Sure, it's pretty good draw.
Yeah. I don't say Grizzlebrand, but it's a tragic slip. I wish it was Grizzlebrand. It'd be pretty funny. So Dan got to draw no cards from Triumph.
Yeah, Sean is putting a stop to all that. It's funny, just to keep his opponent from drawing cards.
It's important. It really is. So I think he's going to draw a card from Zori's Charm here.
He's taking a look. What do I have available?
Yeah, I think he's going to draw a card here.
Yeah, I'm going to cycle Azorius Charm, draw a card. Reckoner resolves, and Sean draws off the top.
Here comes a Wrath or some removal spell. I'm pretty sure he's on the same plan. Oh no, he's going to let him draw cards.
Uh-oh. Triumph of Ferocity.
He assumes that Dan's going to draw creatures and play them into his Terminus coming up, which is a safe assumption.
What's in Sean's hand? He's got Terminus, he's got Resto Angel.
I think he has multiple Terminus, and he has Resto Angel and he has Tragic Slip.
Dan swings in with the Reckoner, and that's just going to connect. Goes to 11.
If Dan has a Garrick Relentless here, yep, there it is. I was predicting that would be a nasty draw. This is going to make this game very interesting. Because now, Sean's going to have to end the turn with Resto Angel here. which means he doesn't get to do the Terminus plan, which he thought of allowing Boris Reckoner to live. So now he's going to have to resto here to kill Garrick, and then he's going to have to let Dan draw another card. Or Terminus is in a resto.
Terminus away there. Yeah, that's the other plan here. So Restoration Angel, end of turn, untap draw. What do I got here? I've got a Devour Flesh. That's
something.
Yeah. And yeah, he's still gonna give Dan an opportunity to draw here if he goes with a Devour Flesh. And he does. Oh, but he has Tragic Slip too.
He's going to just use the 2 cards here so he can keep his Resto Angel around.
Yeah. Tragic Slip your Reckoner after devouring flesh on the wolf.
That Triumph is real annoying, and he's going to find that out the hard way here. Anything he draws pretty much allows him to just continue to draw cards. And there's a Hell Rider, which is luckily he has used that Zord's turn to cantrip earlier. So
yeah, Hell Rider connects, yeah. Sean at 7, draws for the turn. Looks like a Dissipate.
Yep, right on time. I think he has to attack in Wrath. If he's not going to, he's going to let him draw 2 cards. If he draws a couple threats here, like a Boar and another Hell Rider, a Boar and a Hellkite, it's going to be lights out here.
Dan keeping his cards close to the vest there.
Keep us excited.
See what they are, yeah.
Dan's talking out loud or talking to his opponent. Want to see the graveyard here. I ended up in this matchup, I boarded in Sundering Growth blind because I hate Triumph that much. It's so good. It's the Phyrexian Arena, but it's not like, it doesn't have any drawback. It's telling an aggro deck you're not going to have any creatures in play. Well, guess what? You're dead anyway then. So, I mean, you're going to have 1 in play. And even your 1/1 draws cards against control decks.
Yep.
I think he's, and here's what I'm afraid of. He's going to have this. Here comes the Dissipate. So I wish that Dan had a Boar first, which would have been the bait card, and the second Hell Rider would have finished. But it looks like Sean can't even think about this. He has to Dissipate.
He's thinking, but
I think he wants to save this pay for Rat up. He's going to take all this.
That's
so that's 5. Going to 2 is just, I don't know. I don't like it.
Does he have another Revelation?
He has 2 Rats. Does he have Revelation? You're right. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
You're right.
It's foil, so it's hard to see, and that's why I was kind of.
I thought that was a Supreme Verdict, so that makes things a lot better. Oh, definitely let the Hell Rider resolve then. Yeah, that was easy.
So gain a billion.
I like Sean's play now, knowing it was a Revelation over a Wrath there.
And Restoration Angel gets in front of one of the Hell Riders. Leaving Sean at 6 afterwards, draws Hallowed Fountain off the top. Trying to see what he's got in his hand. See Snapcaster.
I think I see Detention Sphere.
I thought I saw Detention Sphere as well. Augur of Bolus. Of course, that Dissipate that he's had, a couple of lands.
And that Dissipate is going to come in real handy for him. It's like insurance, you know?
Plays Hallowed Fountain tap, swings in with his Restoration Angel. Gonna play an Augur of Bolus here, I suppose? Or was, no, he's going
Here comes Terminus here.
No, it was, yeah. For some reason I saw the 3 that he tapped, and I'm like, oh, it's Detention Sphere.
Yeah. I think the Detention Sphere, well, after he deals, this game has gone back into Sean's court. After he deals with Dan's turn, he's going to need a Detention Sphere that Triumph, and that should lock this game up for him. It won't allow him to double draw out of this again. That's an easy counterspell.
Dissipate on Dan's Thragtusk, and Boros Reckoner resolves.
I think, let's see, he should have, he has removal spell for Reckoner, he has Devour Flesh.
Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and Detention Sphere the Triumph of Ferocity, and then Snapcaster Devour Flesh on the Reckoner.
I think Sean didn't give away his play here. Oh,
Yeah.
let's skim through the graveyard. Actually, he could Snapcaster Dissipate too. So it depends on what he does.
Yeah.
I might get a 3 here.
Reckoner swings.
Well, he's not. That's fine too.
Snapcaster. Devour Flesh.
We might be missing a card in his hand because there's no reason not to play the Augur here unless he has a Resto or something in hand. Or another Dissipate. It's just hard to sell.
Yeah, I didn't see either. So locks on Smiter to follow up for Dan. And Augur Bolus for Sean.
Let's see.
Whiffs, I think. Oh no, he found a Dimir Charm.
That's a pseudo whiff here. Dan's creatures are so big. You might use it for the old alter your library aspect. I think I would. Are there any sorceries he's scared of? I don't think, no, and there's definitely...
Yeah, I think he's better off doing the look at the top 3.
Yeah, if he would have done that, he would have stopped this Hellrider from happening.
Or Hellkite.
Hellkite, excuse me.
So Thundermaw Hellkite comes down and swings.
Goes to 1.
Yeah,
This has escalated quickly. This is not
yeah, it
good.
certainly has. So Snapcaster jumps in front of the Smiter.
He can do it to himself now.
And Dimir Charm finds Hallowed Fountain. I think it might have been a Restoration Angel, but I'm not sure.
Something good. It's a white card.
Oh, it's a Terminus. Okay, that'll help. But at 1 life, you're in.
This is Dan's
dangerous waters.
dream zone here. Ace guy dead.
Boros Charm you. Oh, Dan Cato takes the match. That was intense. I love that.
That was unexpected.
Yeah.
I think Sean had very little chance to lose